It was 2006, back when my entire world fit inside a very bulky, dull desktop in the corner of our living room. I spent most nights on MySpace because it was easier than trying to make friends at school. My parents had split that year. We'd moved across town, and I spent a lot of lunch periods texting on a flip phone just to feel like I had some semblance of a life. Emo boys were the thing at the time. Straightened hair, tight shirts, moody lyrics inside their statuses. Half the girls in my class were obsessed with boys online. I guess I wasn't really any different though. I met him in a MySpace chat room one night. Danny XXRarXX. Yeah. His profile picture was a skinny kid with long black bangs, pale skin, and a lip ring. Bathroom mirror pic. You know the type. Band poster taped crooked behind him. Exactly the kind of guy that everybody at school was daydreaming about. He actually messaged me first. "You seem chill. You from around here?" I remember how fast my fingers moved, how relieved I felt when anybody wanted to actually talk to me. And within the hour, I knew his favorite bands, his favorite soda, the name of the girl who broke his heart. He said he was 15, went to a high school a few miles away. And the wild part was that when a couple of girls at my school claimed they'd seen him around at games or something, or hanging out near parking lots. A real local kid, somebody my age, somebody into me. Pretty soon, I'm logging in just for him, and it became the only part of my day that I actually looked forward to. Every message felt like proof that maybe I was not, in fact, invisible. Maybe I wasn't as alone as I thought I was. And for about a month, Danny and I were basically glued to each other online. Before school, after school, late at night, constant messaging. He always said the right things. He told me I was different, that he felt like he could talk to me about anything and everything. And at 13, with that kind of attention, it hit hard and I did not want it to stop. So naturally, I wanted to meet him. At first, I asked and he said yes without any hesitation. Totally, let's hang out. And then canceled the morning of. The next attempt, he got grounded. Another time, his phone broke. It became this pattern. Agree, cancel, agree, cancel. And every time he apologized, I believed it. I was too invested to consider anything else. By week 5, I was done waiting. I pushed harder, telling him I didn't care if he didn't look exactly like his photos. I just wanted to see him in person. Okay, let's meet behind Dario's Pizza, 5 p.m. It wasn't a great spot, but it was close enough for me to walk to. Told my mom that I was heading to a friend's place, grabbed my small purse and headed out the door. My stomach was in knots that entire walk, equal parts excitement and dread as well. I kept looking at every passing car, half expecting somebody to roll a window down and call my name. I reached the alley a few minutes early. It looked very dismal, tight, dark, sour smelling from the dumpsters. I stood under the security light and texted him, "I'm here." No response. So I waited 5 minutes, then 10, and I called his phone, and it went straight to voicemail. I paced back and forth, checking both ends of the alley, telling myself he was probably sneaking out or stalling for some kind of dramatic entrance. And then I heard a vibration. Not my phone, but another one. The buzzing came from around the corner where the alley hooked behind the next building. I frowned and took out my phone and called his number again. The buzzing repeated, same rhythm, same timing, and a cold rush then hit my chest. I followed the sound slowly at first, then faster as the certainty grew in my stomach. I turned the corner and froze. A boy stood there, slouched up against a brick wall. Not Danny, not even close. He was pudgy, maybe a year or two older than me, with long greasy hair that covered half his face. He wore these faded black jeans and a hoodie that was riddled with safety pins. He held a phone in his hand. The screen lit up with an incoming call. Aubrey. My calls. He looked at me like he'd been caught doing something. "Hey," he said. His voice was low, really shy. "It's me, Danny." I shook my head. No, you're not him." Pushed his hair behind his ear like that might help the situation. I didn't get ready today, okay? I know I look different." "You're not the same person at all," I said. "That's not you." He took a small step toward me. "It is me, I swear. I used to be thinner." I backed away, straight into somebody standing behind me. I gasped and spun around, but the second boy was already on top of me. Same clothes, same build, same filthy hair, older though, taller. He grabbed my waist and pulled me into him. "Oh," he said, laughing softly. "She's tiny." I tried to pull away, but his grip tightened. The first boy moved in front of me, blocking the view of the alley. They didn't look threatening in the movie villain sense, but they looked like kids who spent too much time online. But the way they crowded me left me no doubt. They knew exactly what they were doing. I felt them squeeze my chest and then my hips. "Relax," the first one said. "You said you wanted to hang out." No, I said louder. Let me go. You talk big. The second boy breathed in my hair. Don't pretend you didn't. I shoved the first one, but he grabbed my wrist. His hand was sweaty, shaky, like he was nervous and excited at the same time. Don't freak out, he said. We're being cool. We just want to move. I snapped and tried to wriggle free. He didn't. The second boy pressed closer, his hands moving up my sides. Please stop, I said. My voice cracked. That's not fair, the first boy said. You said stuff. You can't just... And that was it. Something in my brain flipped from scared to just done. I jerked my arm backward, ripping it from his hand, and slammed my shoulder into his chest. He stumbled, lost his balance, and the second boy lunged out to grab me, but only snagged my hoodie by the sleeve. The seam tore as I twisted, forcing myself out into the open stretch of that alley. They shouted behind me, overlapping each other, yelling at me to wait, come back, you promised. I didn't look back. I ran full sprint down the alley, toward the yellow glow of the pizza place's sign, towards people, noise, anything but them. I heard their footsteps pounding after me, heavy and uncoordinated, but determined. They weren't giving up. Please, one of them yelled. Just talk to us. Nobody's mad, the other one shouted. I ran even faster. I could feel them losing ground, wheezing, stumbling, but still chasing me, still calling out my name. Then my online user handle. I burst out of the alley into the crowded front of Dario's. The smell of pizza and fryer oil hit me immediately, making me sick, but I didn't slow down. I shoved through the door, almost tripping as I reached the counter. A couple eating near the window stared at me like I was causing a scene, but I didn't care. I pulled out my flip phone with shaking hands and dialed 911. When dispatch picked up, my words came out all at once. There's two guys that grabbed me, they tried to corner me, they're still out there. Dispatch asked where I was, and I told her. She told me to stay inside, that officers were on the way. Her voice was calm and steady, and for the first time since stepping into that alley, I felt like I was actually safe. I kept glancing at the windows, kept expecting to see one of the boys pressed up against the glass, scanning the restaurant for me. That thought made my chest tighten like I was having an asthma attack. I backed myself into a booth but stayed standing, ready to bolt at any moment. A worker asked if I needed water, and I nodded at him without speaking. It felt like forever, but I think 10 minutes later the cops finally show up. Two officers come inside to talk to me, while another went around the back. I gave them everything I had, what the boys looked like, what they said, where I'd been standing when they grabbed me. My hands wouldn't stop trembling, no matter how hard I tried to steady them. A radio crackled on one of the officer's shoulder, and a voice said, "We've got him. Far into the alley, both matching the description, trying to avoid us." I don't know what that felt like in the moment. Relief, I guess, but also this strange numbness, like my brain had flipped a switch to tone down my anxiety. The officers asked if I wanted to press charges, and I didn't hesitate. Yeah, I said, absolutely. They took my mom's number next, and that was the part I dreaded the most. What she'd say when she found out I'd been sneaking around to meet boys from the internet. But when she arrived, she didn't yell, just wrapped her arms around me and asked if I was okay, if I was hurt. The officers brought me back out so I could identify the boys. I stayed behind the patrol car door, but I could see them clearly, both red-faced, sweating and out of breath. The greasy hair, the safety pin hoodie, the older one, rubbing his hands together nervously. They wouldn't look at me, but kept glancing at each other, confused and irritated, like they couldn't understand why I reacted the way I did. Seeing them like that, pathetic and cornered, should have made me feel better, but it didn't. This really all happened to me. The police walked them to the cruiser, hands cupped behind their backs, one mumbling something under his breath, maybe an apology or some kind of excuse. I didn't care. I kept my eyes on the pavement. After that night, I deleted my MySpace, deleted AIM, stopped signing into any kind of chat rooms, ever. I didn't trust screens anymore, not when I knew firsthand how easily somebody could slide through them, pretending to be who they thought you wanted them to be. It's strange thinking back on it now. I was 13, I thought I was talking to my dream boy, but I was really talking to a stranger with greasy hair and a stolen photo, waiting for the right moment to lure me into a dark place. People always say the internet was simpler back then, but it wasn't. Not for me.